Alright, guys, welcome back. We are watching Sousou no Frieren Season 2, Episode 5. Last time, Stark and Fern went on their little date. It was very nice. It worked out. It all worked out in the end. I was worried, but it was all okay. It was all okay, of course. And we continued our journey up into the northern lands. We're getting there. I wonder how close we are. If we had like a map to see, right? How close are we getting to Oriole, to the end, to heaven? I assume not very close. Probably. Right? We probably got a ways to go. But that's okay. It's all about the journey. I mean, the journey's supposed to take 10 years. It took 10 years the first time, so it's going to take that long again. Well, we aren't even at 10% of the way there, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, okay. For watching episode 5, you can line no copy up with this if you want to. We are starting in 3, 2, 1. I need to look up the lyrics for this opening sometime. I'm just sad that I don't have them in the subtitles. Because I really like the lyrics for the openings in the first season. Oh, I love the shot of the Demon King's castle. It looks so. I hope we get to see it again. I just wonder, right now, obviously, the journey that we're going on, there'd be no reason for us to go to the Demon King's castle, right? But something might happen, right? We'll be up near it, so I'm sure something will happen. 49 years after the death of Himmel the hero, in the Bureau region, located in the northern plateau. Nice looking place. Right, I was just thinking that, yeah. Some places can't be super dangerous, I hope. Ah, makes sense. See, Foss. Bow shaft, huh? Makes me. Hmm. Okay. Ooh. Interesting. How did Frieren prevent him from drinking it? Interesting. Oh god, not another. Whenever it's a place that she doesn't want to stay for long in, it's always something like this. Wow, this guy is quite small. Ooh, there he is. Hmm. Indeed. He's long gone, unfortunately. Interesting. Ooh. Maybe Stark can have some. We need it to go get it, maybe, right? Some kind of terrifying monster defending it or something. Ooh, that's such a fancy lantern with just a candle inside. I see. I is it big enough for us? Do we have to crawl? Interesting. Interesting. Okay, okay. 200 years. I wonder what the lifespan of dwarves is. Ah, I see. But we spend so much time doing other stuff all the time. Why can't we do it for alcohol? Come on. Hmm. I wonder if we are getting closer to the Demon King's castle, and that's why they wanted to move on faster. I don't know. Ah, I see. Ah, we don't know how to read it. Oh, okay. Or we do. Interesting. Does Frieren know that name? Well, of course she can, right? Ah, I see. That's very interesting. I wonder why. Why they would be written in Elvish, right? Hmm. The thing he's been chasing for his whole life. Okay. Can we use magic? Get past it? Ooh. Too powerful. Ah, okay. Well, yeah, how long is some time? Like, is it gonna be a few years? No, we don't care about that. Yeah, no. We need a book. Interesting. What does she think of that dream? I wonder. Ooh, sure. I mean, how long would it take though? It's whoa. Oh, right. Sure, sure. It's all about the money. But where's the fun in that? Like, come on. 3 months? That's nothing. Yeah. Fern is not normally the kind of person to say that. Interesting. Okay, okay. God, I need a montage of every Frieren montage ever. Ooh. Oh, that is some interesting. Huh. What are all those like wooden poles for? Are those? I don't know. Why not? Oh, she's tasted it before, huh? Interesting. I guess that makes sense, right? It's not worth devoting your life to. That's such a sad way to think about it, right? Because what if? Well, we'll talk about it in the discussion. Oh, is that her? Milliard? Yeah. Interesting. I wonder how old she is, if her name is perhaps an indication. You need to chase something. You absolutely need to chase something in life. Oh. Well, she's disappointed by. Hmm. Interesting. Oh, that's all it is, huh? That's all it is? No point at all. Interesting. Okay. The concept, the idea of chasing something that in the end wasn't worth it with for your whole life, right? That is an interesting one to me. Because the point of this show has so much been that it's about the journey, not the destination, of course. Let's see. Let's see how Foss here reacts to it, huh? And maybe he'll love it. Who knows? I wonder. I wonder. But for him, what was the journey, you know? Okay. He loves it. I bet he loves it. Or maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Same path. Right. She thinks he would be disappointed. Sure, sure. Right. Interesting. That is such an interesting idea to apply to Frieren. Bad. And yet, yeah, they gotta drink up too. Hey, are they old enough to drink? Come on. That's where the fun is, yeah. God, he took a big gulp. Interesting. There we go. There we go. Okay, okay. I suppose. I don't drink, so, I guess. Okay, okay. That was nice. I liked that a lot. I think the logistics in the Northern Plateau. I think the way you can apply a lot of that to Frieren. 30 years after the death of Him with Hero in Norm Company territory. Interesting. That's all we have to eat. Some hardtack. Yeah, does not sound good. Oh God, that crunching sound was so bad. I did not like that. I suppose we can't like go hunting or something. Yeah, Stark's gonna die. Okay, not too bad, I guess. Oh, beautiful. I wonder how many. I wonder how many miles Frieren has walked in her life. That is a very impressive fortress city. Interesting. Uh-oh. Not capitalism. Ooh, that looks like Aura's thing, doesn't it? I guess it's just the scale, but I see. Interesting, interesting. Wonder what the scale represents then. Trade? Things always do change, indeed. Perhaps. I wonder. Oh, I guess she was giving us kind of an outdated. Yeah, yeah. Huh. Ooh. Scary people at the gates. It looks like a nice place, I suppose. At least on the surface, right? Oh no. Will they recognize her? They'll throw her in jail. Oh no. Uh-oh. He hit the emergency button. Okay. Oh god. Oh god. I gotta go back and look at those other faces too. She's wanted? There's a warrant out for her arrest. Oh. It's great. We owe a debt. We owe a debt. That's even better. Well, we got this 20 gold coins. Is that enough? It's been a long time. Predecessor's predecessor. I see, I see. That's not even close to enough. We've got 80 years of interest to pay off, so. Not even close to enough. No way. Of course, right? Oh no, she's a slave. Oh god, don't say that. Like she's really just man. I'd go get it back. Like what are we doing? Oh god. Oh god. Right, right, right. Right. Uh-huh. I guess it's over. I guess it's over. She's really just accepting this, huh? It's literally. I suppose. She's acting like one. Okay, what do we do? How much is it? 5,000 gold coins? 500. Okay. Oh god. Maybe. Somehow. Can we do something? Okay, they have the problem with trade not happening right now. Can they do something to, like, fix that? Oh god, look at her. There is no way you should just sit in the mines and mine for 300 years, Frieren. This can't be the answer. She's slacking off. Hmm. Her acceptance of the situation is very interesting. Maybe she can do it really quick, right, with magic? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe it'll be easy to get all those gold coins. God, Frieren, you could cause, like, a cave-in and kill everyone. You need to be careful. What is happening? Right. Oh my god, this is going way too hard for some mining. Right. Right. Uh-huh. Oh. I see. I see. Does that, like, did she, yeah, find the ores or whatever we're looking for, I guess? Okay, maybe she'll find some fulfillment. Maybe she'll enjoy her new life as a miner. Hmm. Ooh, I see. That's where it'll be built. Okay. And how is it now, huh? How has it changed since then? I see. And was that instrumental to your success, perhaps? Hmm. Yeah, the sentence you to another 100 years. Sure. How do we fix that? How could we do anything to help that, though? Ah, yeah. So that's what we need. Protection. Oh, I see. I suppose. Hmm. That feels so. Ooh. Interesting. Yeah, yeah. Relying on money like this, I guess, is an interesting thing. Okay, okay. Just, I guess the idea of money being the thing that allows you to rebuild is interesting. Yeah, I'm sure there's so many people relying on them, right? I guess it would she would be willing to do it of her own volition. You don't have to threaten her, I'm sure. Hmm. Okay. I love her slave outfit. Right. Of course she wants to anyway, right? Yeah, she doesn't want to betray that. Oh, beautiful. Ooh, there it is. Oh, it looks so shiny. There we go. We got our stuff back. We're done. That was easy. They were, I'm sure. But no, that's what they should do, honestly, to prevent you from 300 years of slavery. And we get some soft bread. Come on, Stark. Just what it sounds like. Okay, that was a good episode. That was a good episode. God, the second half of this episode. I know. I gotta think about it. I gotta think about it. Huh. Money. What is money? Right. It's transactional, right? I guess that's what it makes me think of. It's this transactional way of viewing things like this, which feels so contrary, so in contrast to like the emotional like heart of the story, which is always just helping people out, doing what Himmel the hero would have done, that kind of thing. I don't know. It's interesting to think about. Oh, I need to know the lyrics to the ending too, so badly. God, some parts of this ending like unsettle me for some reason. Like that part when all these people appear around Frieren and are spinning around her. To me, that strikes me as like creepy, which is like I don't know, probably not the intention. Okay, we'll talk about the episode and the discussion. Okay, let's talk about the episode. Uh, immediately what I just noticed when I clicked, because I clicked on like the start of the episode when I started the discussion. This is called the beer region, like beer, right? Like I'm sure that's what the word literally means. Like, this is definitely just the German word for beer, right? Like for sure, right? Like definitely. Yeah. Okay. That's a very inventive name from Frieren, huh? They always do that, don't they? Every name for everything is just like a very, very basic German word. That's just very, I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny. Okay. Anyway, uh, I liked this episode. I like this episode. I like the first half a lot with this whole, I don't know, this idea of being let down by your goal, like in life, right? It feels like such a relevant thing to Frieren herself. Because it makes me think of like it makes me think of how for her relationships, right? All the people she's ever known, Himmel, her whole old party, everyone, right? The people, Fern and Stark, right? It's heading in that direction. They will die, right? They will die. She will be left behind, right? That's how she thinks of it, right? That is why she's been so resistant to forming relationships. That's why it's hard for her to connect to others and that kind of thing, right? It's similar in my mind to the fact that the alcohol that you really wanted to drink that you dedicated your life to ends up being terrible, right? For Frieren, she ends up forming these relationships with people that are meaningful and she gets a lot out of him, but then they die and she's so sad and it sucks and it's horrible, right? Like with Himmel. Um, but does that mean you shouldn't do it at all, right? I guess there's a difference here because obviously just through chasing this alcohol that this guy wanted so badly, well, what did he get from it, right? Did he enjoy his time looking for it? I hope so. He was certainly motivated enough to do it. And I guess you could say that's analogous to Frieren enjoying her time with people while she has them, right? And just because once it's over, it like sucks, I guess, right? Doesn't mean that it wasn't worth it, I suppose, right? If it's such a oh god, it feels like such an important idea, though, right? This idea of your goal in life, not being able to know whether or not you'll be truly satisfied with it once you have it in your hands, right? Um, Same with like the journey that they're on right now, I suppose, right? Like maybe that's a more like meaningful example. Because right now, right, like let's say they reach the end, they reach Oriole, they reach heaven, and it's not real, and there's no way to talk to Himmel again. There's no, there's their fallen comrades. They can't speak to them. What would that mean? Would that mean it was all a waste? If they're disappointed, or let's say they can see Himmel. Himmel just stands there and smiles at them, but they can't communicate. They can't speak in any way, right? Would that be awful? Would that ruin it all? Would that mean the journey was pointless, right? No, no, obviously not, right? Of course not. The relationship that Frieren has made with Fern and Stark, I will still be there and will still be just as meaningful, of course. But I don't know, it's such a scary thing to think about, I guess, right? It's obvious, like, God, for me, for probably a lot of people, it's something that, like, I think about a lot with, like, decisions in my life, right? It feels like I don't know, the thing I always think about is, like, going to college, right? How going to college, especially in the United States, is such a crazy, expensive thing to do. And if you end up not liking what you like get a degree in or something, well, that it sucks, right? It's such a worry about, and I guess it's hard to spin that in a positive way, like I can with this, right? Like, yeah, sure, I guess you can enjoy going to college, you can enjoy your time while you're there, and I guess if you don't enjoy the actual career you get out of it, maybe it was still worth it, but I guess the problem in the United States is you're left with crippling debt, and then it sucks, right? Which is interesting that I say that because that feels like kind of ties into the second part, huh? Probably unintentional. I don't know. I don't know. I do want to say that these two parts of these episodes, I mean, the two parts of this episode, are like connected in some way, like that, right? I think that's interesting to think about, but who knows, right? Um, yeah, I guess it just kind of hits at the heart of, you know, uh, your goal in life feels like it has to be so defined by the actual goal, right? By like once you've achieved it, once you've reached it, right? That feels like that's the point, right? It feels like the point of a goal is to reach it one day. But I guess more so, like in my mind, the point of a goal is to I have something to look forward to like enjoy the day by day as you think, oh, I'm making progress towards this, so this is gonna happen. It's something I've thought about all the time about how I think it's so important, just like in life, to have something that you're just like looking forward to, right? Just even just something small, right? Just like, oh, there's the Silk Song DLC is coming out later this year, right? There's something to look forward to in life, right? Just little things that you can like be excited for in the future, right? I feel like that's kind of in the same vein. And even if it ends up being disappointing, you don't like it or whatever, right? You still got enjoyment from it from like the day-to-day basis as you were, thinking about it, being excited for it, that kind of thing, right? I think that's very important. I think everyone needs some kind of goal or purpose in life like that, right? Or just thing to like be excited for, thing to look forward to. Which makes me think of Frieren before she went out on the journey with Himmel the hero and everyone, right? When she sat around in the forest and did nothing for hundreds of years, right? That was probably, that life sucked, I assume, right? Even if we don't know much about Frieren's life back then. I assume it was all just a blur, right? I assume hundreds of years of doing nothing the same way like in for our lives, right? If you're unemployed and you spend a few months doing nothing at all, that time will feel like it goes by instantly, right? In retrospect, it would just feel like a blur. It's the same way that like people say that like time starts passing slower. I mean, time starts passing faster the older you get. It's just because you stop doing like notable like things. Like it's once you have your job and you have your days just become monotonous and similar and all of this, right? In retrospect, when you think back on it, there's less like unique events that like stand out in your mind for you to like latch on to. And that's what makes it feel like time goes by like faster, right? For Frieren, I just can't even imagine those hundreds of years of just sitting in the woods doing nothing. What that was like for her, huh? She needed something, right? And it's so interesting because even once Himmel approached her, even when the hero of the South approached her, it felt like this idea of actually going out to defeat the Demon King one day, that Flam told her that she would. She didn't even like believe in it. It felt like, she thought of it as this something that she wouldn't even do, basically, right? Which is very sad, right? Very sad. Okay, let's go through the episode, huh? So we're on beer, very nice. What does this say? 3 spikes of something. That doesn't say bakery, right? Something. It says something. This is a nice place, right? Even in the northern plateau, of course, there's got to be cities, got to be stuff around here, right? Place produces grain, plenty of breweries. He's almost found the bow shaft. Good old Foss. Frieren had heard about it from Heiter. Long ago, most of the continent was ruled by a single great empire. It was an exquisite liquor offered to the emperor. I see. He would lament about how, because of Miss Frieren, he never got to drink it. So this is just kind of like fake lore, right? Like, because Frieren said that it was just like terrible liquor that was served at some kind of ceremony or whatever she says exactly. We'll get to that line, right? So this is just made up lore about it, right? Which is like crazy. I guess it all comes. Oh God, I just closed the tab. I guess it all comes from. Come on, can OBS pick it up again? Hello, there we go. I guess it all comes from Milliard. And her just like fake tablet explaining like what it is and all of that. That name is interesting, right? Because Milliard is just another word for like million, right? Is that specifically a billy? Oh no, it's billion. Right, 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 right. It's like million, milliard. Uh, and then there's like billion. And isn't there billiard too, which is like quadrillion? Or is it yeah, yeah, okay. I know, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I wonder, I mean, was that elf a billion years old? Maybe, if that's her name, right? Which would be crazy. But yeah, she made up this fake lore about Bowshaft. Hyter was very sad. He did not get to chase it, right? Which in retrospect is interesting. Fred says there's a reason for it, because she thought it would be disappointing. She thought it would be disappointing to Hyter, right? If he chased after Bowshaft and he got it, and then it was not what he wanted it to be. I wonder how Frieren feels about that now, right? Because she helps Foss get it, right? She helps Foss get the liquor, get Bowshaft. I wonder if she would have done something differently with Heiter now, right? I don't know, because it comes from a place of her heart, of course, just not wanting Heiter to be disappointed, right? So sure, but I don't know. I don't know. And here he is. He's a dwarf. He's very tiny. And Eisen is definitely taller than this guy, right? Her roster has changed, and Heiter is dead, unfortunately. The Emperor's spirits. He needs us. He needs us to help. So Thurby, what are these? Are these like what are these for? Are these all these are just like for the trees, I guess, right? Do they like contain them? I've never seen, I don't know. I guess I've never seen a tree farm. I don't know, right? It's interesting, I guess. Because at first, when I first saw them, I was like, those aren't power lines. That would be this universe does not have electricity, right? So then I'm like, okay, I guess it's like the tree a tree thing, right? I guess they're probably like do they keep the trees like inside of like this boundary, I guess, with like the rope, so that they don't like I guess, right? Maybe that makes sense to me. I like his lantern with just a candle inside. That's very, very fancy. Dug it all himself. Most people think all dwarves are miners, but I grew up in the city. Had to study mining from scratch. Yeah, we think about so we go through like how his whole life he's done all of this stuff, all in pursuit of the bow shaft, right? All in pursuit of this. He learned how to mine. He grew up in the city and he's been doing this for who knows how long, right? He's really dedicated himself to it. All people know him for it, right? Like those people randomly gossiping in the bar about how close he's getting to it, which is very interesting, because it's not like God. There's no way he would ever think, or I would hope he would ever think that like, oh, it was all just a complete waste because the alcohol sucked, right? He doesn't think that, right? But I'm just saying, like, would people ever think that? Maybe, I guess, right? I don't know. I don't know. I would hope not, right? That feels like that'd be such a sad thing to like fall into, I suppose. Hmm. 200 years looking for bow shaft. I can't even imagine it. I can't imagine it. I just can't imagine if we had people today that could live for hundreds of years, right? Just walking around. Like, what would that be like? How would that affect, like, history? And how would that affect, like, politics and everything? I think that would be so interesting, right? Because it really does feel like it probably has to be a significant thing that just people don't think about or people just don't even know the effects of. But just like once people who've lived through like significant like historical events have died and it's no longer in their active memory, that probably like changes the flow of things quite a bit. Like if people alive today if people around today were still like remembered World War II, right? How would that influence things, right? If we had people in the government today who were hundreds of years old and had lived through World War One, World War Two, oh well, for one, they probably have some very old, outdated ideas, right? But ignoring that, I just wonder how the influence of like literally having lived through those things, how that would like impact you, how that would impact just like learning about history and all that kind of stuff, right? Because so much of history, it things, our perception of events and the way that we like learn about stuff like that, it's always passed down. And every time the story gets passed down from person to person, you always think like what are the changes? What's being lost in translation there? I don't know. Not that memories are infallible either, right? That's kind of the thing too, is that's like even if we had people around that still remembered the past, the same way like Frieren and Foss here do. It's not perfect, right? It's anything but perfect, I suppose. Maybe in that case, right? Maybe in that case, in terms of actual historical, like, learning, writings and such of the time are actually more meaningful and more valuable to us than memories that people have would be, right? Because memory is famously quite unreliable. We had the Demon King to defeat at the time, so he said no. But that's not the real. I mean, I wonder, right? Himmel didn't want. Himmel's fighting against Hydra doing it too. But the idea, the excuse that they had the Demon King to defeat, so they aren't going to do it. That's so interesting to me because like they've done so much other stuff for so many other people all the time. But I wonder if this would just take so long that they couldn't dedicate themselves to it, or if Himmel was just going along with it because Frieren didn't want Hydra to do it, because she thought it'd be disappointing, right? According to legend, there's bow shaft stored in the ruins underground here. Very fancy, very fancy. Hmm. Ancient Elvish, of course. Fern can read it. Of course, of course. Frieren. Frieren knows Milliard, obviously. Most grimoires are written in Ancient Elvish. I wonder why that is. Because Flom wouldn't write in Ancient Elvish, right? I mean, maybe. I don't know why she would have. And other than that, magic, like, as far as we know, is like a demon thing, primarily, right? I guess we wouldn't have. Well, no. Magic has to predate demons, of course, right? Because Flom named demons. Well, I guess it's unclear. It's unclear if Flom naming demons was at the same time as demons coming about, right? We just know Flom called them that, and then other people went along with that name, right? Demons could have been around for much, much longer than Flom's actual existence, right? I don't know. I don't know. Just that is interesting to me in terms of like the magical history of the world as to why they are written in ancient Elvish, right? Hmm. Since discovering this inscription, I've dedicated my life to finding Bowshaft, and now it's almost within my grasp. Interesting. We got this wall with a magical barrier that we can't break through. Take 3 months to break through it. I wonder what Frieren does in the months that it takes her to do things like this, right? Like, what is the actual magical process of like getting through it? You know? Who knows? Who knows? He offers us 20 gold coins. Frieren doesn't care. It's not that she doesn't care. She actually does care. She just doesn't want this guy to be disappointed, right? It's just the problem is like he's never just going to be happy. He's never going to be happy just giving up, right? Fruin would have to tell him. Fruin would have to crush his dream and be like, "Oh, it sucks," and you would be sad if you got it, right? Which one isn't even true. And two, I don't even know if then he would give up. I don't even know if then he would stop chasing what he wants, right? I mean, it would just be like if someone showed up and told Frieren that Oriole heaven isn't real and that you're just going to be disappointed when you get there. Would we just stop? Would we just stop the journey and just give up, right? I hope not. I certainly hope not, right? But Frieren doesn't even do that, right? She just says no, that she won't help him. Because in her mind, she doesn't even think of it as helping, right? They want the money, of course, of course. Hardly any time at all. Fern has never said that before. We got a nice little montage. Ooh, we have more scales here, huh? Interesting. Thinking about scales, oh, in relation with later in the episode with the flag. I don't know, it's an interesting idea to me. What do you think the scales represent, right? It makes me think of the idea of like trade, right? Like fair trade, I guess, right? It's very much like kind of their thing, right? I guess. We really do some studying and stuff. I guess this is what she does for the 3 months, huh? We gotta like figure out something about the magic on the door. Very interesting. Doing some farming, some harvesting, rather. Wonder what time of year it is right now. It seems nice outside, but they're also kind of bundled up, aren't they? So I wonder, well, that must be harvest season, right? So, sure. Hmm. I guess not. Bowshaft doesn't taste good. It's not worth devoting your life to. So that's kind of the question that this first half of the episode makes me think is like, what is worth devoting your life to, right? There's almost nothing that is purely amazing, right? There's almost nothing in life that I think I don't know. I'm trying to think of like anything that will forever have like a satisfying like end to it. If you're focused on like the end, right? Because no matter what, everything ends. Nothing will last forever, right? So in that case, what does it even mean to devote your life to something? What does it mean for something to be worth devoting your life to? You know? Whatever, I mean, I guess the idea, right? Something we've talked about a lot in Frieren is like leaving your mark on the world, right? Leaving your mark on other people, so your memory will be left. All of that kind of idea, right? Which is very important to a lot of characters in this show, for sure. I guess those are things that you could say it's worth devoting your life to, but that's not really like a specific goal. That's kind of like you need some means by which to achieve that, right? And certainly we've seen that Foss, well, people were gossiping at the bar about him chasing Poshaft, right? I doubt the memory of him doing all of this will be forgotten anytime soon. So that in and of itself, well, does that make it worthwhile, What decides whether or not something is worth devoting your life to, right? I don't know, because it's such a ins like focused idea, right? To think of like the ending outcome of whatever you're doing as the thing that you're doing everything for, I suppose, right? Some elves pass the time in ways you wouldn't believe. Yeah. Hmm. So is all of this back when did Frieren know Milliard? When is this like before her village was destroyed? Is this before Flom? Is this before all of this, right? Um, or what? Because she kind of has on like the the clothes I think she wore like when Flom found her around that time, right? Unless I'm crazy. I wonder. I wonder. Many of our fellow elves spend their long lives searching for something. Oh, such a long life, right? It would be so hard to have like a defined goal for your life when whatever your goal is, when you have such a long life, you're definitely gonna achieve it, and then you're gonna have to find something new, right? It makes sense why characters like Craft devote themselves to something like so like ethereal and like spiritual, Because that is something that you can't, Craft can't achieve like the love of the goddess or whatever, right? Until he's dead, right? So that really is such a long term goal in that way. Something that can drive him forward without him reaching it and then being disappointed by it someday. Similar to like Frieren and her wanting to carry the memories of Himmel and Flom and everyone into the future. That is a goal that she has with her life that won't go away someday, right? So they don't end up like me. So, like, listless and lost, I suppose. Frieren, could you imagine the thing you spent your life searching for turning out to be worthless garbage? I wonder what she was searching for. Why did Milliard end up like this, right? Is there something that she was looking for that ended up so disappointing? I assume so. Hmm. Not enough. Frieren can't even imagine it? What do you mean you can't imagine it, Frieren? My distant past. This liquor really is terrible. Awful cheap liquor they served at the coronation. I see, I see. Okay, yeah, so this was at the village. Yeah, before coming to this village, I carved an inscription to pass the time. Very interesting. It says Beaushaft is the greatest liquor to have ever existed. I have to assume she's dead, right, Milliard, right? Murdered in, like, the attack on the village? Hmm. No point at all. Very interesting. I wonder why she did it, right? Why did she, right? To give other people meaning, right? I wonder. But she has such a negative view of the idea of finding out that the thing you were searching for was worthless, right? That it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Huh. We break the barrier. In we go. We have found Beaushaft. We get so much of it. So much terrible liquor. Frieren, why did you decline to search for Beaushaft? You like liquor, right? What should you do? What would you do if the liquor you spent your life searching for turned out to be unbelievably terrible? Yeah, what if you were disappointed with where your goal led you, right? I'd laugh it off. I guess that's the best attitude to have, right? It tastes bad, right? Then it's best enjoyed with friends. I suppose, I suppose. It's the worst tasting drink I've ever had, and yet you're smiling. How old is Stark compared to Fern? I don't even know. Is he allowed to drink? I guess if he has his mother's permission, it's okay. Make the whole city suffer too. Everyone gets to drink some terrible Beaushaft. Thank God. My search ended in disappointment, but I've never had such a fun night. Exactly. Liquor is meant to be enjoyed with good times. Sure. Sure. What is Fern eating? Like a bowl of carrots? I don't know. Something. Logistics in the Northern Plateau. 30 years after the death of Himmel, the hero, in Norm Company territory located in the Northern Plateau. We're at 30 years now, huh? All we have to eat is hardtack. It sounds horrible. The crunching sound when Frieren eats this is crazy. I did not like it. I did not like the sound of it. It made me very uncomfortable. So yeah, life in the Northern Plateau kind of sucks, unfortunately. There's not much food, there's not much, yeah, the logistics are rough. Everyone relies on the Norm Company in a way, right? Which is interesting. I wonder, we don't know anything about the government in Frieren. They mentioned the state here in a moment, right? In terms of their relation with the Norm Company and all of this. But what's the situation with all that, right? What does the state do in this world, right? Do they, because they're just people dying and starving, and what does the state do? Just nothing, right? I don't know. I don't know if they have to rely on the Norm Company, and the Norm Company is just failing. Then I don't know. Sounds like we got some room for improvement there. They deal in various goods, primarily wheat from the beer region. They're an armed trading company with the logistics network and military force to supply the villages dotted across the northern plateau. So, I mean, it's like this is truly a pretty medieval situation, huh? Yeah, I mean, this explanation of the Malone makes me think, yeah, however this world works, it's not very it's not like our world very much. There is not like a international order and all of this, right? It's very much, if you have a trading company, you need a military to defend it, right? Not even the state can touch them. For all intents and purposes, they rule humanity on the Northern Plateau. And that's kind of how it is, right? They got all the goods, got all the money. Makes sense, makes sense. I don't know the specific cause, but things change over time. God, that's such a statement, huh? Such a broad statement right there. Things sure do change over time. Maybe the Norm Company isn't as strong as it once was. Hmm. So we have arrived. Got some scary people outside. I gotta look at all these faces here on the on all the wanted posters, right? This guy's from season 1, isn't he? He's that when Frieren, oh, there's Eisen too. What did he do? When Frieren is in the place looking for is one of the first episodes. It was the Fern birthday episode when Frieren was looking for a place that like sells sweets or whatever, and she went down to that like bar place looking for directions, and this guy gave her directions to where to find like a dessert restaurant. Right? This was him, wasn't it? This guy, right? He was like smoking and stuff. Awesome, awesome. I guess he owes a debt here. I don't know. He ran away. He ran real far away. He's way down south now. So we owe a debt, unfortunately. We got 80 years of interest as well, so rough. I was told I could pay it back any time. Not what the documents say. Verbal agreements are no good. Seems my predecessor's predecessor was lax in that area, but I am not. I don't know what to take from a lot of this episode. It all works out in the end, right? It all works out in the end. Frieren finds what they wanted, finds the silver. She pays off the debt real quick. It's kind of it's kind of no problem, I suppose, right? It doesn't really, all's well that ends well, I guess, right? But the way that this guy goes about it, the way that he goes about trying to collect this debt from Frieren is interesting to me, because it makes me think what I thought when I was watching the episode is if this guy had just asked Frieren, had just been like, okay, the logistics in the Northern Plateau suck right now. Can you help us mine for a day? So we could get a bunch of money to try and fix that, right? She probably would have done it, right? Especially if they had like paid her something. Oh god. I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not. Okay. But that isn't what happened, right? They forced her. They forced her to help. They enslaved her. All of this, right? I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. I really don't know what to think of it. I don't know what to think of the idea of money either in this world, right? Because the story has always been so focused on doing what Himmel the hero would have done, right? Helping other people out of the goodness of your heart, almost, but not even, right? It's just like understanding what helping people will even bring you, right? This mutually beneficial like idea, right? Whereas money is so transactional, it's so, it's so unemotional, it's so like inhuman. It's such a different thing, right? Um, which is very, I don't know what to think of it, I guess, right? I guess that's what I'm trying to say, you know? I don't think the story is presenting what this guy is doing here is like a good thing exactly, right? But it's not like it's like a, ah, I don't know. It makes me think, I guess. And I guess I can't really say much more than that. You can keep the change. Unfortunately, this is like a tenth of what you owe. And now she's a slave. That has to be the thumbnail, right? Look at her. I love Frieren's attitude about this is also so weird. Why does she just accept it, right? I guess she did this too back at like episode 8 or episode 9 in season 1, right? When she got thrown in prison. She was just like, "Oh, okay." And she just let it happen, right? Um I guess it's like the same, but like what girl? She's so just down with it, you know? Like come on. I don't know. Does she put a lot of weight into this idea of this debt that she owes, that she has to pay it back? Um, maybe. I guess, right? Does she feel some kind of personal responsibility over it? Perhaps, I suppose, right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. My journey ends here. Rip. It's over. Like they just stare at her like what the hell are you talking about? I like to imagine she just walked in there and then walked out minutes later, just like this. Just it's just over. God, there's no way. Okay, there's no way her attitude about this is good, right? There's no way she should just give up and sign herself away to 300 years of mining slavery, right? That can't be good. That can't be a good thing. But I don't really know what to say about it other than that. I don't really know what it says about Frieren or about her attitude or whatever, right? Just this can't be good, right? Come on. The goons show up to take her away. They drag her off, unfortunately. They gotta buy her back, but they can't. We don't have enough money. It does cost a lot, yeah. Frieren is worth 500 straw gold coins, including interest, so rough, I guess. No way we can get that much money. We can really never have money around here, can we? Like every episode when we get some money, it's all gone, right? Like come on. It didn't even last half an episode. It lasted like 2 minutes before all of our money that we just got was gone. I don't really like the mines. Yeah, I don't blame you. They're hot and dusty. Hmm. Well, we get started. We do some crazy magic to find the silver, right? I mean, it goes way too hard. Like, actually, like, what the hell? Oh, man. Like, what are we looking at, you know? X-ray magic. I don't know. Gotta mine through there to find the silver. The Norm Company president of 2 generations ago started out as a backwater noble cast out to the northern plateau. Interesting. He was a great man who invested in this barren land and built a logistics network, bringing stability to people's lives. Sure, sure. At the time, nobody expected much from a party of heroes, but he provided us with funds with no repayment deadline. Very nice. I wonder how instrumental that was to their success, right? Never thought I'd be treated like this by his grandson. There must be a reason you came all the way to this mine, right? Of course. Logistics are indeed terrible. It's because of demons, it's because of, yeah. Everyone dies, right? Of course they need an army, right? When it's like this, you know? Man. Crazy stuff. All these monsters. Like this guy's got a scythe. Like you don't want to fight a guy with a scythe, that's for sure. Like, man. If the Norm Company were a nation, we'd have fallen already, and yet you haven't, which is interesting, right? It's like what is the difference between a nation and your company that is the difference in it having fallen or not, right? I don't know. I don't know. People rely on you in a way that it seems like the state in this universe doesn't do anything. So, sure. However, we are a trading company. As long as we have the funds, we can always rebuild. That's so interesting, right? Relying on money in this way, right? Um, I don't know. I don't know. I wonder how that's going to work out for him. I don't know. I don't know. I just It makes me think, because the rest of the story has always been so focused on this idea of just I guess helping people out and that kind of thing. I guess that's different than needing a solution yourself, needing something to be solved yourself, and maybe that's what money's good for, right? And money does represent something you can do stuff with, right? I don't know. I don't know. When you arrived in this region, I felt the goddess must have brought you here. Interesting. That scrap of paper representing your party's debt gained tremendous value. Gotta strike some silver ore using that scrap of paper to coerce me. If our logistics network falls apart entirely, many people will starve and die. Please save the people of the Northern Plateau. If he had just asked for that from the beginning, he wouldn't have needed to threaten her and enslave her monetarily, right? Which just, I don't know, right? I guess that's just my conclusion about all of that, is I'm just not sure. I don't know how to connect it to, like, the themes of the rest of the story, I suppose. And yeah, of course Frieren would have wanted to repay it anyway, right? We found the silver. There we go. Frieren's back. Yeah, of course they were going to raid the mine. Like, obviously, they can't let her be a slave forever. Okay, well, I like that episode. I really like the first half of this episode. Probably one of my favorite parts of this season so far. I really enjoyed this. God, it's just some classic Frieren. I'm so glad it's just more of the same, right? No drop in quality at all. No, it's just classic Frieren, right? I could get 100 seasons of this, and I would be happy with it. It feels like the kind of thing that could go on forever. And I would be happy with it. I would enjoy that. I really would, right? I really would. Okay, well, I suppose that is it for this one. So, if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next one.